everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mimi Michelle, and let's get to it. Today, I'm going to be doing the Boho Knotless braids with human hair. I am using expressions number 30, YWigs 3 bundles, color number 30, very thick, very full. We're going to be using clips so we can section off our hair, and a good comb so you can get your good parts. And I did use the Shine and Jam, but eventually I went over to the Edge Tamer. Then this is what the bundles look like together. The colors meshed really well. I did section my parts off. This took me about an hour, but it did make the braiding process a lot easier. Okay, so I went on ahead and did my whole back and middle part just to speed the process up. But here I'm showing you the front because it's easier to record. I applied the Edge Tamer because it's a much thicker paste and it helped make my parts look a lot cleaner. Here I'm just pushing my edges forward so I don't get them in the braid. And I'm applying more Edge Tamer on all the way around this part to make sure everything is smooth and sleek. Again, the Edge Tamer was perfect for the texture of my hair, for making my parts look really clean. Okay, so we're going to take Shine and Jam or Edge Tamer, and we're going to put some of that product on the edge or the end of the bundle because it's easier to control all of the soft bundle of hair and it keeps it together. I grabbed a really small piece, and this is what I'm going to use to feed it in. Now this is the Expressions hair. I took the bundle, I believe it was 48 inches. I cut it in half, and then I only used one side of that half. My whole purpose of using the Expressions hair was so that I could grip my natural hair much easier, and I particularly made the Expressions hair very short because I didn't want to have to dip the human hair. So you start the braid off with the very small piece of Expression so you can grip your hair really well, and then you start adding in the human braiding hair. A friend of mine recommended the YWigs human braiding hair, but she made the mistake of dipping it in the hot water, and she said do not, and I repeat, do not dip that braiding hair into hot water because it will lose its curl pattern and it will get really tangled. So I use the Expressions to braid my hair to start it off, and then as you can see right here, I'm adding in the human braiding hair. I do grab more of the Edge Tamer and smooth my natural ends onto the hair so it can blend easier, and it helps tuck those ends. This is how you get that boho look. You take a curly piece and flip it over, continue to braid without that piece, and then just keep adding in the human braiding hair. Putting that Edge Tamer on the ends of the human braiding hair really helps grab the hair while you're braiding, or helps with the grip. Now, I didn't count how many pieces of braiding hair I used for each braid, particularly because it was my first time and I wanted to gauge the length. I also did a certain amount of boho pieces on each braid, so I didn't count how many pieces. Also, my braids in the back were much thicker when I first started because I was grabbing pieces of human hair way too thick. So then the more I started braiding, I realized I just needed them to be thinner and longer, and the boho pieces that hang out will keep the hair nice and full and extra curly. And I do want to mention that I got the 28-inch bundles from YWigs, and they were great. I'm 5'3.5", about 5'4", and these braids go maybe a little past my butt. Now here I'm just showing you the Edge Tamer that I normally use. I really like it for my edges, but this was perfect for my roots and my parting. So I highly recommend, especially if you have thick hair like me. Now here I'm showing you when I start my braid off, I do section 3 pieces for me to grip. And because I wanted small braids, I will at least braid it down 3 times before adding in the expressions hair. I purposely used a small, thin piece of the expressions hair so that it doesn't look like a lump or a bump in my braid. I wanted it to transition in very smoothly so that you can't even tell that I added it in. And again, I used a really short piece of expressions because the goal is to not have to dip any of these braids in hot water. Okay, so let me show you how I lock in the braid because this human hair is really soft. So as you can see, I wrapped one little piece around my finger and pulled it through the loop like a knot. And then this is what the braid looks like. I purposely stopped my braids halfway because I really wanted that braid and bundle look. So I wanted the ends to be really curly and really full. Here you can see where there are some split ends that you'll have to trim. I'm going to flat iron my baby hairs so that they can look really cute and curly. This is the best way to get that baby hair look that you see on Instagram on all the little spirals. You gotta get a small flat iron and be very careful, but straighten it out and try to curl it the best you can. And it's much easier to get that spiral design look when you are laying your baby hairs. Now, lately for my edges, I've been using this Style Factor Edge Control or Edge Boost. I really like it. They have a lot of different fragrances, I guess, but so far it's been really good. I use this or the Edge Tamer, and it doesn't leave like that white residue, and it does last all day. But here I'm going to show you my technique of how I do my baby hairs and how they last me throughout the entire day. So after smoothing them out really well with an edge brush, I will take mousse. Okay, any mousse really. I usually use one that's moisturizing. This is one of my favorites because it smells really good. And I like to put the mousse on my edges and just smooth it over it. And then, of course, I'll use the mousse all over the braids because it helps soften the hair and keep it moisturized and help with those flyaways and the hairs that you may have not been able to trim. I'm just showing you the back here, but just do your best to take that hair foam or mousse, whatever it's called, smooth it all over the scalp, the braids, the braiding hair, the ends of it as well, because remember, we're not dipping it. So this is what's going to help moisturize the ends of those curls. Here I took a water bottle and I sprayed, like I really saturated the ends of the curls because it helped define them better, and it helped with like moisturizing them and just giving me that wet and wavy look that I really like. So the key to this is spraying with a water bottle and using that hair mousse probably every other day, I guess, to give you the wet and wavy look that you'll be looking for. I did try the argan oil that came with the Cream of Nature. Really liked it on my scalp, really soft. Now for your edges, this is the last step. After you do the edge control and the mousse, get your Gots to Be and spray that bad boy down and lay your scarf. Trust me, your edges ain't going nowhere for the rest of the day, honey, okay? It will last you through the heat, through the sweat. I live in Houston, Texas, and I'm telling you, my edges be laid in this heat, honey. I promise you it works every time. So here, I'm just showing you the end result. I love this wet and wavy look. It turned out wonderful. Like, come on. And it's not shedding. It feels very, very light. My head does not hurt at all. I'm obsessed. I don't know what else to say. Like, come on, she's cute. It's giving ginger. Like, baby, what else do you need? Please continue to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you want to see more hair tutorials. Just write them in the comments for things that you want me to try. But thanks for watching. See you next time, girl.